Money flows to those who understand the deep, invisible laws that govern abundance. It's not merely about working harder or chasing every opportunity that comes your way. It's about aligning yourself with the unseen rhythm of wealth, tuning your thoughts, your words, and your energy to the frequency of prosperity. Those who prosper effortlessly are not necessarily the most intelligent, the most educated, or the most connected. They are simply the ones who understand. They understand that money is energy. It flows where attention, intention, and belief are focused. When a person speaks with conviction, acts with faith, and holds a steady image of what they desire, they begin to magnetize resources and opportunities toward themselves. The world responds to inner certainty, not outer struggle. It's not arrogance, and it's not luck, it's alignment. Money does not respond to desperation or fear, it flees from it, but it rushes in to meet calm expectation, clear desire, and unwavering belief. Money is energy. This is not just a metaphor, but a deeper truth understood by those who experience consistent abundance. It moves, flows, and responds to vibrations, just like any other form of energy in the universe. When someone truly grasps this, they begin to shift their relationship with money from one of control and fear to one of alignment and flow. Energy is constantly in motion, and it naturally gravitates toward harmony, clarity, and power. Those who experience lack often operate from a mindset that money is limited, rigid, or hard to obtain. But those who understand money as energy view it as fluid and abundant, available in infinite supply to those who know how to tune into it. Everything in life is vibrating at a frequency, and that includes your thoughts, emotions, and intentions. When your internal energy is tuned to frequencies of fear, scarcity, and worry, you repel the flow of abundance. But when your inner world reflects confidence, trust, and peace, you become magnetic to prosperity. People who effortlessly attract money don't do so because they chase it harder. They do it because they carry the right frequency. Their inner alignment acts like a beacon that draws in resources, ideas, and opportunities without struggle. Understanding this principle changes everything about how you approach life. You start to see that the way you feel about money is more important than the amount of money you currently have. You begin to realize that holding resentment, guilt, or anxiety around finances is like blocking the pipes through which abundance flows. Money doesn't flow toward tension or fear. It flows to openness, joy, confidence, and purpose. This is why some people, regardless of how much they earn, always feel broke. They carry an energetic pattern of scarcity, so no matter what flows in, it quickly flows out or disappears. On the other hand, someone who sees money as a friendly, helpful, and ever-present energy develops a relaxed relationship with it. This relaxed energy invites more money in. It's not about pretending to be rich or ignoring financial responsibilities. It's about holding a state of inner peace and certainty that money is always available, always moving, and always responding to the energy you emit. The people who receive more are not more deserving. They are simply more open. They speak about money with reverence, gratitude, and expectancy. They think in ways that reflect abundance rather than lack. They trust that the energy they invest, whether through ideas, actions, or service, will return to them multiplied. This trust is magnetic. It pulls financial flow toward them, not because they manipulate it, but because they understand it. Just as a river flows in the direction of least resistance, money flows to the minds and hearts that offer the least energetic resistance. When you embody this understanding, money becomes less of a problem and more of a partner. You begin to see it not as something you chase, but as something you attract by how you think, feel, speak, and believe. And as your internal energy shifts, the flow begins, words shape reality, Every sentence you speak carries power, whether you realize it or not. The vibrations behind your words send signals to the universe, reinforcing your beliefs and crafting your life experiences. When you speak words of abundance, faith, and success, you align yourself with those outcomes. But when you speak of struggle, lack, and limitation, even casually or jokingly, you are affirming those conditions into existence. Most people are not aware of the influence their everyday language has on their financial situation. They think words are harmless, but every phrase is a declaration, a command, and a seed planted in the soil of the subconscious. When someone says, "I'm always broke," "I can't afford that," or "money doesn't grow on trees," they are programming themselves to experience more lack. These statements become mental affirmations, repeated with such conviction that the mind and body begin to believe them as absolute truth. Over time, life conforms to those beliefs, and the individual continues to see evidence that supports their own negative narrative. The outer world is simply mirroring what's being affirmed on the inside. It isn't punishing, it's responding. By contrast, those who speak positively about money, even before they have it, begin to shift their experience, saying things like, "Money flows easily into my life," "I am open to receiving abundance," or "Every day brings new opportunities for wealth." Plants empowering beliefs into the subconscious. These beliefs influence perception, decisions, and behavior. They also shift the emotional state, creating a vibration that attracts situations and people aligned with wealth. The spoken word acts like a tuning fork, bringing your energy into harmony with the frequency of prosperity. People who understand the power of speech are careful with what they say, especially when talking about themselves or their financial reality. They don't speak about bills with dread or talk about the economy with fear. Instead, they affirm stability, opportunity, and growth. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges. It means refusing to give negative circumstances more power through repetition. They speak blessings over their finances, their work, and their future, knowing that their words are shaping what's to come. The tongue is a tool of creation. Just as an architect uses blueprints to construct a building, your words are blueprints for your future. When you speak with confidence, gratitude, and expectation, you create a structure that invites wealth to dwell within it. Speaking doubt, fear, and defeat is like tearing that structure down before it's even built. The universe listens to what you say, and your subconscious listens even more closely. The more you affirm something, the more real it becomes for you. This is why affirmations are not just motivational slogans. They are spiritual tools. Spoken repeatedly and with belief, they become the truth your mind accepts and your reality reflects. You must be intentional with language, treating each word like a seed and each conversation like a garden. What you plant, you will eventually harvest, and when your words are rich in faith, gratitude, and expectancy, so too will be the life you create. Faith over fear is a foundational principle in the manifestation of abundance. When you operate from a place of faith, you align yourself with trust in the unseen, in possibility, in the natural laws that govern the universe. Fear, on the other hand, closes you off. It creates resistance, delays, and distractions. People who experience true prosperity are not free from challenges. They simply choose to respond to uncertainty with inner assurance rather than panic. Faith is not blind hope. It is a deep inner knowing that what you need is already being prepared, that the resources are on their way, and that your role is to remain steady, receptive, and open. Fear speaks loudly in moments of financial stress. It whispers that there's not enough, that you might fail, that you should settle for less. It urges you to shrink, to play it safe, to grasp tightly onto what little you have. but that grasping energy sends out a vibration of lack. It communicates to the universe that you do not trust the flow, that you believe in scarcity more than supply, and so more situations arise to confirm that fear. The cycle repeats, and the person remains stuck. Faith, however, is expansive. It speaks a different language. It says, even if I can't see how, I know it's working out for my good. It says, I trust that this situation is temporary and abundance is already making its way to me. When you hold this posture, you become magnetic to solutions, people, and opportunities that reflect the confidence you carry. Faith transforms your energy field. It lifts your emotions, focuses your mind, and softens your resistance to receiving. It allows you to take inspired action rather than desperate action. One of the most powerful demonstrations of faith is how you act before the breakthrough happens. Do you speak abundance when your bank account is low? Do you give generously even when you feel unsure? Do you visualize and declare your desires even when there's no evidence yet? These acts are statements of faith, and they carry weight. The universe responds not to what you want occasionally, but to what you consistently believe and affirm. If you choose faith as your default, you begin to live in alignment with the unseen forces that bring about real change. Fear wants you to control, to doubt, to delay. Faith wants you to release, to trust, and to move forward. Fear contracts your world. Faith expands it. The people who experience abundance over time are not those who avoided fear, but those who rose above it. They trained their minds to lean on belief, to see possibility in darkness, and to expect good regardless of current circumstances. Faith becomes their compass, guiding them through uncertainty into overflow. When you choose faith over fear consistently, you step into a flow where money, opportunity, and provision naturally find you, not because of luck, but because of unwavering trust in something bigger than appearances. Alignment, not struggle, is the true path to lasting abundance. Many people are conditioned to believe that wealth only comes through relentless hustle, sacrifice, and grinding effort. They associate money with stress, exhaustion, and constant movement. But the ones who attract and sustain true wealth understand that inner alignment is far more powerful than outer struggle. Alignment means your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, and actions are all in harmony with the outcome you desire. When you are aligned, you don't chase opportunities. They show up. You don't force things to happen. You allow them to unfold with ease. Struggle often stems from misalignment. You may be working long hours, pushing yourself past your limits, and yet feel like nothing is flowing. That's because your outer effort is not supported by inner belief. You're trying to move forward with a mindset rooted in fear or unworthiness. You might be taking action, but if your dominant thoughts are filled with doubt or scarcity, those actions become ineffective or even self-sabotaging. Energy doesn't lie. No matter how much you do externally, if you are not aligned internally, the results will feel blocked, delayed, or fleeting. Alignment brings clarity. It allows you to move with purpose, to know what to say yes to and what to walk away from. When you are aligned, decisions feel natural, not forced. You are guided by intuition rather than panic. You trust your timing, your gifts, and your path. This doesn't mean you sit back and do nothing. It means your actions are infused with confidence, peace, and expectancy. You're not hustling from fear, you're flowing from faith. There's a vast difference between forced action and inspired action. The former drains you, the latter energizes and rewards you. People who live in alignment with abundance carry a different energy. They radiate certainty even in uncertainty. They focus on solutions, not problems. They surround themselves with environments, thoughts, and people that support their highest vision. They don't chase money. They align with the energy of value, service, and belief, and money naturally flows as a result. They understand that alignment requires honesty. You can't fake belief. You have to truly feel it, speak it, and live it until it becomes your natural state. That's when you shift from efforting to attracting. This approach also honors your well-being. When you move from alignment, you don't burn out because you're not pushing against resistance. You're flowing with what feels right, what uplifts you, and what brings ease. The world often glorifies struggle, but real power lies in alignment. Struggle says you must earn your worth. Alignment says you already are worthy, and now you're just receiving what's meant for you. The difference is subtle, but the outcomes are drastically different. One leads to exhaustion and scarcity, the other leads to flow and fulfillment. When you make alignment your foundation, success is no longer something you chase. It becomes a natural extension of who you are. Gratitude and expectancy are two of the most potent energies for attracting abundance. When combined, they form a magnetic field that draws prosperity into your life in ways that often seem effortless and miraculous. Gratitude opens the heart and shifts the mind into a state of receiving, while expectancy keeps your energy aligned with the belief that more good is on its way. These two forces together create a continuous loop of appreciation and anticipation, which signals to the universe that you are both worthy of abundance and ready to welcome it fully. Gratitude is not just about being thankful for what you already have, though that is an essential foundation. It's also about being thankful in advance. It's about saying thank you for the blessings that are on the way even before you see them. This kind of gratitude is a powerful declaration of faith. It says, I trust the process. I believe in the flow. I know that what I need is already moving toward me. Gratitude affirms that you are already abundant, regardless of what your current circumstances may look like. It shifts your focus from lack to plenty, from fear to peace, from stress to joy. This energetic shift is often what allows new blessings to enter. Expectancy is equally vital. It's not about hoping that something good might happen, it's about knowing that it will. It's a calm, steady confidence that abundance is your natural state and that life is always working in your favor. People who carry expectancy don't dwell in doubt. They don't question whether they are worthy or whether things will work out. They operate from a quiet assurance that everything they desire is already making its way to them. This mindset changes the way they walk through the world. They act differently, speak differently, and make decisions from a place of certainty, not desperation. When you combine gratitude with expectancy, your inner world becomes a magnet for abundance. You are thankful for what is and excited for what's coming. You celebrate small blessings, and by doing so, you invite greater ones. You see signs of progress everywhere, and those signs multiply. This combination also keeps you emotionally resilient. Even when challenges arise, you return to your baseline of appreciation and trust. You remain open rather than shutting down. You look for the lesson instead of dwelling on the problem, and because of that, solutions come faster and breakthroughs appear more often. People who live in a state of gratitude and expectancy radiate a unique energy. Others are drawn to them. Opportunities seem to find them. They are often described as lucky or blessed, but in truth, they are simply aligned with the laws of abundance. They have trained their minds to look for the good, to expect the best, and to be deeply thankful for every step along the way. This energy is irresistible to wealth. It flows to those who are already rejoicing, already believing, and already welcoming its arrival. Inner understanding creates outer wealth. This truth lies at the heart of all sustainable prosperity. The world you experience externally is a direct mirror of the beliefs, thoughts, and emotional patterns you hold within. Many people spend their lives trying to change their outer circumstances, seeking more money, better jobs, or new opportunities, without ever realizing that the real transformation must begin from within. Wealth is not something you chase, it is something you align with by cultivating the right mental and emotional state. Once the inner shift takes place, the outer results begin to follow in ways that are often unexpected and seemingly effortless. When you understand that abundance starts in the mind, you begin to examine your inner world more closely. You question the beliefs you inherited, the thoughts you repeat, and the emotions you habitually indulge. If you carry subconscious beliefs like money is hard to earn, rich people are greedy, or I never have enough, then no amount of outer effort will permanently change your financial situation. These beliefs act like energetic walls, blocking the flow of prosperity from reaching you. True wealth begins the moment you dissolve these inner barriers and replace them with empowering, expansive beliefs that reflect the abundance of life itself. Understanding also involves knowing your worth. So many people repel wealth simply because they don't believe they deserve it. They feel guilty asking for more or receiving with ease. But when you truly understand the nature of abundance, you realize that you are not taking from anyone else. You are tapping into an infinite supply. There is no competition in a universe that is constantly expanding. Understanding this liberates you from scarcity thinking and allows you to receive with confidence and joy. You stop apologizing for your desires and start honoring them as expressions of the life force within you. Inner understanding also means mastering your emotions. Emotions like fear, envy, resentment, and self-doubt can distort your energy and block your ability to receive. When you begin to understand and regulate your inner state, you become a more stable, magnetic presence. You don't swing between highs and lows based on what's happening outside. You create your own inner calm and carry that stability into every decision, interaction, and action. This inner strength is what allows abundance to flow to you and through you with consistency. Moreover, those who truly understand the nature of wealth know that giving is part of receiving. They don't cling tightly to what they have out of fear of losing it. They circulate their blessings with joy, knowing that whatever they give returns multiplied. This understanding creates a cycle of generosity and flow, further amplifying their wealth. They trust the process, live with intention, and take inspired action, not from pressure, but from purpose. In the end, the more deeply you understand yourself, your beliefs, and the laws that govern abundance, the more natural wealth becomes. It ceases to be something distant or difficult, and transforms into an extension of who you are. Outer wealth is simply the evidence of inner clarity, belief, and harmony. When the inner world is aligned, the outer world can't help but reflect it.